This is Christ Faith Tabernacle Cathedral, broadcasting from Woolwich, London, to the whole world through social media. It is so for now because our government in England have locked down the whole system, and everybody has been told to stay at home. But we thank God that the churches are allowed to go and hold meetings through in their churches, but through the social media. So right now we are broadcasting from the church, but we are reaching through YouTube and other social media websites and things like that. But I want you to know that it has not diminished the power of delivery. Really, I thank God that this COVID period has sensitized God's people across the world to the consciousness of social media, effective use of social media. So within 6 months, the Church of God have advanced so much with the technology that is availed, so that, like corporate organization will do, the churches now are. Of course, it should have been that the Church of God is ahead of the corporate organization, and the corporate organization is learning from the church. Because why? The church comprises all the brains, more brains that can work in a particular sector of corporate organization. And so when we bring all the brains together, we should do better than the corporate organization. Formerly, we have been trailing behind, but COVID-19 has triggered us into a new level. And now I believe very much that by the end of this meeting, this year, the the corporate organization they'll be coming to church for consultations. I believe that's what's going to happen. Well, we thank God so much for our gathering and our fellowship. God has been teaching us over the past 6 months in various things. He began by teaching us when we started our prayer 334 days ago. 234 days ago, God began to teach us about the end times. And then he took us into the book of Revelations, where we pieces Revelation chapter by chapter, verse by verse. Then looking at the book of Matthew 24. And having sensitized us in that, he woke up the strong man in us. And everybody who is listening to my voice all over the world, you got deeper knowledge about the current time. Let me just allude to this before I take you into my teaching today. I want to allude to it because there's a chaos or confusion in the Church of God today across the globe concerning the vaccine that the government have discovered. I don't know about the views of some people, how legitimate it is, but I know the truth as God revealed to Christ Faith Tabernacle before it came. Beginning of this year, God told me, and I spoke it out on my pulpit here by prophetic. I saw God sending out knowledge to invent cures of diseases. And I told you that God will be given people cures of various diseases like cancer and other things. At that time, COVID-19 has not really come up to the world. We didn't know about it. So, I told my scientists in the church, medical doctors, virologists, and all the rest of them, to go and do research. The Lord also said that there's going to be the economic crisis across the globe, and that He will be giving inventions to people. And I beg all my professionals, whether in art field or in law or in engineering, to go and give themselves to studies. But let me say this to you. In July, someone just played to me the prophetic on the 18th of July. God said to me that at that time, the world was saying that they would get vaccine in 2 years' time because of the procedure. And God said that by December, there will be solution to this issue of COVID-19. And the Lord said that next year will be the year of lights. This is 18th of July. And I will make sure I endeavor to put this on air. And God said that he will give solutions to mankind because mercy had been released from God when Christians began to pray from March concerning COVID-19. And God said, instead of the next year, they are thinking that he will bring solution by December. And it says that so that as we enter the new year, then a new horizon will come upon the face of the earth. And he spoke many more things. I was very, very much elated to hear that the vaccine that they said would take 2 years have been already manufactured in England. And also, from all indications, they have said it will be available in December, just as the Lord has spoken. I believe very much that what God is directing me to teach you now is a thing that will bring solution to many lives. Some people say that the vaccine is a mark of the beast. I call them, from intellectual point of view, ignoramus. Because from the letters of the Bible, in the book of Revelation chapter 13, the Bible simply said, when the mark of the beast will be introduced, it will be introduced on the premise of trade. It says that they will tell you that two things. You have to worship the devil and then renounce God, Jesus. So you have to take from Jesus or devil, that's the first thing. And second thing literally spoken about is that you will not be able to buy or sell unless you take the mark. And I don't understand how vaccine can be synonymous to buying or selling. You know, I want all church people who profess that they know Jesus Christ, I want you to tell you this. I personally want to tell you this. It is better for you to obey God than to be blown about by all manners of nonsense. Obeying God in the sense that seek wisdom and knowledge, read wide so that your brain is hot. And you cannot be fooled by ignoramus. People who have no contact with God, neither are they intellectual in academics. Because if the Bible wrote clearly that the mark of the beast will come by virtue of a person presenting himself to be God, and he will say to you, you worship devil or you worship God, take one. If you decide to worship the devil, now we'll give you the mark so that you can buy or sell. How can someone say that that mark of the beast is vaccine to cure COVID? It is peculiar nonsense. It is not intellectual in spiritual climates, neither is it intellectual in the field of academic climate. I want to say to you, therefore, God prophesied about it before it came, and the month God said it will come, it is coming in, and the solution is coming in. So if you have issues about COVID-19, when the vaccines come, I better go and take it. I will, because it is not mark of the beast. Now, let me go straight away into the lecture of today. I have to, as a watchman of God, attend to issues on earth. Because when people say that God said, if God has spoken to me, then that person is in trouble if what he's saying is not what God said to me. Because I hear from God distinctly. I have encounters of angels and encounters of the Lord Jesus. So when I hear, it is not subject to maybe or may not be. That is a fact. But God doesn't have to speak like that all the time. But when it does, there is no turning back.